Personally, I believe that progressive overload is the best, easiest, and simplest way to build muscle. It's what I've been using for the past 6-7 years when it comes to building muscle, and it's what I've used for myself to build my physique. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I use progressive overload to build the physique that I have today. But before we get into that, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Felix, back with another video today. And as I've described, we're going to be going through how I used progressive overload to build the physique that I have today. Now, before we get into that, the one thing you need to understand first is what progressive overload is. And basically with progressive overload, it's in its name. What we're doing basically, or essentially, is that we're gradually increasing, whether it can be weight, reps, sets, anything. It can be one of those three, but we're increasing it gradually over a certain amount of time. We're placing a bit more stress on your body and your muscles. And because of the stress that's been placed on your body, is gonna basically increase your strength and increase your muscle over time. That's a gradual increase, right? Now with that being said, I understood very quickly that in order to do progressive overload, you have to drop your ego. You leave your ego at the door. When you walk in a gym to train and you're doing progressive overload, you drop your ego. Why? Well, you don't want to be that guy that walks in the gym and starts to train and wants to match the next guy that's doing 300 kilos on incline bench press for some reason. And now you think, oh, because I have balls, I'm going to try and match him. Drop your ego. It's not going to work. It's not going to help you. If you do that, you're just in for a ride, man. You're in for a ride and you're in for 6 months out of the gym. 8 months out of the gym, a year out of the gym. Why? Because you decided, he's lifting 300 kilos, I should do the same. Don't do that. Drop your ego, respect the weights. Because when you're doing progressive overload, things can get a bit difficult. It can get a bit difficult because it requires a lot of resilience. It requires a lot of learning about yourself and learning about your body. And that's why I think that it is the simplest and easiest way to build muscle, because you learn so much about yourself over a period of time, about what you can handle, what you can't handle, right? So drop your ego. When you step into the gym, drop your ego, respect the weights. If you're enjoying this video, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, comment, like. Let's get YouTube's algorithm growing to grow this channel. If you're a person that's out after simplifying your training, getting jacked, and fixing your mindset, then this channel's for you. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Now, the second thing that I did, or the second thing that I do actually, because I still use progressive overload to this day, the second thing that I do is I like to journal my sets and reps. And I do that for good reason. I do that because, let's say I train chest and biceps one day, right? I've trained it and I've done, let's say, 3 sets of 12 reps with a certain amount of weight. One day, and let's say the next week I come in, I'm gonna train the same thing again. I have that journal there because I don't want to cheat myself. I don't want to bitch out and cheat myself. If I did that last week or some days ago, it means I can do it again at that same amount of weight. Now we can start getting a bit deep and talk about stress and sleep and all that stuff that can affect your performance, but I have a baseline there, and that baseline is going to tell me how much I can do, what I'm capable of, right? So I like to journal my sets and reps so that I don't cheat myself and I don't bitch out and do something that I'm not supposed to do. And I recommend you guys do that too. Some people find it a bit too tactile and a bit too measured, but it really helps you out. And the journals don't cost much, man. They cost nothing. Just go get one. Some guys, they want to buy the fancy ones that are already done for you by these companies that sell all these fitness products and stuff, but just go get a normal journal, make some columns, write it all down, and you're good to go. I promise you, you don't need that fancy journal. You'll get the same amount of work done. So that's really important. Go in, journal what you've done so that you can measure yourself and see your progress over time. And you can also use it to take a step back and, maybe take it easy a little bit as well when things start to get a bit hard or too rough, or if your body's tired. Now, last thing, this is the last method that I used to build my physique using progressive overload. And I was on Instagram and Eugene Teo summarized it perfectly when it comes to understanding how progressive overload should be utilized. And I believe he wrote on the post, I'm gonna put it on the screen, but he wrote something to the extent of that it's not about adding weight or reps to build more muscles, but it's when you build more muscles that you start to add the weight and reps. You catch my drift? And that's why I started off with saying drop your ego, because you have to understand how your body works, how much output you can get, so that you don't kill yourself basically and end up injured and too tired and too afraid because it's too much. So you don't want to go into the gym one week and, again, let's go back to chest. You don't want to go into the gym, get on incline bench press, do 3 sets of 10 reps of 45 kilos, and then the next time you do it, you just throw 60 kilos on it because you're progressively overloading. You have to be careful with that. You don't want to do that because you want to make sure that you're ready for the next step. And you know when you're ready for the next step when you start doing those 3 sets of 10 reps with 45 kilos and it feels like nothing and you're not getting much output out of it. That's when you start to add that 5 kilos or that 10 kilos or the 20 kilos, right? That's when you do that. When you build more muscle, your body will let you know. Things will start feeling a bit different. You start feeling a bit like the Hulk when you start pushing that weight, man. So be very careful with that. Progressive overload is not about adding more weight and reps to build muscle, but it's when you build muscle that you start to add more weight and reps. Now, if you're enjoying this video, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, comment, like. Let's get YouTube's algorithm growing to grow this channel. If you're a person that's out after simplifying your training, getting jacked, and fixing your mindset, then this channel's for you. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Anyway, we've come to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed the video. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button, drop a comment, like. Let's get the algorithm going on YouTube to grow this channel. If you're a person that wants to get jacked, get their mindset right, deepen their spirit, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. There's a lot more on the way. I'll catch you on the next video. See you.